If I was transitioning and I got 360 days left in my contract year, here's what I would do. I would start fixing my resume. I would not do it by myself, by the way. I would sit down with a recruiter, or I would sit down with somebody in the transition center and actually hash out my skill sets. That's just one part of it. That's not the most important thing. 360 days, I say 180 to 360 days out, I would start getting in front of hiring people, hiring managers, recruiters, actually in person. Where? At job fairs. There's job fairs, I believe, quarterly or semi-annually in duty stations. So you just go on Google, you search job fairs at military installations, and if you're nearby multiple military installations, I would go to each and every one of them, especially if you're within 180 days out. Why? Because that's typically the window. I'd say in 1 quarter, so 1 to 3 months, that's when they actually start hiring people. And some are more aggressive. Some of them are hiring literally that month. And so if you're 180 days out, that's when I would seriously start being in front of the recruiters and at job fairs. That's how I got my first job, is at a job fair. But it's not a negative thing. It doesn't prevent you from getting hired if you were looking at 360 days out. But 360 days out, that's when I would start looking at literally just getting your feet wet. So I would get in front of job fairs, in front of people, because the toughest thing is delivering and communicating your value to hiring managers. So if you're doing it online, I know there's virtual job fairs. I would stay away from that. I've done several of those. Sure, you could probably do it in your 360 days out, but in terms of actually getting hired, it's gonna have to end up being in person. Right now, I know for our company that I work with, it goes up to 4 interviews until you get hired. Some companies even go up to 5, but certainly not 2 interviews or 3. And so I'd say 4 or 5 interviews. That includes the phone interview. So if you're 360 days out, you can start doing that, getting in front of recruiters, and that way they can keep you in their pipeline. They can follow up with you as the months get closer. And so if you're 180 days out, you will certainly need to get in front of these hiring managers at job fairs and communicate that. So those are the 2 things that I would start looking at, is your resume for sure. Go to the transition center or work with someone that was recently hired, if within your network that has transitioned out. Ask them for an example, ask them the template, that kind of thing. I would not use Google and just do it on your own. You're gonna be burning tire and not really going anywhere. So that's what I would recommend. And then getting in front of those hiring managers, in front of those companies at job fairs. Job fairs. That's where you also get comfortable speaking and learning how to communicate value. And then also you get to meet the actual representatives or the people that are working in those companies and get a sense about that company, because you're also interviewing them. So that's what I would say in less than 5 minutes. If you find value in what we're talking about, go ahead and like and comment and subscribe so that other people can also find this video.